Hey everybody, we're having a good day. It's Thursday, like we're still going for this, and we are actually getting close to the end, so hopefully we can finish it off before finishing your door. Alright, last time we did the investigation, last part of the investigation on the 5th episode, Turnabout Revolution. So now we're on the trial section, which is another three-parter. But we are going on a good speed here, so let's just get into it. Let's not waste time. May 19th, 8:50 a.m., High Court of Quran. Right, then I'm in a cutscene. This was the scene at the start of the game. That was the scene at the start. May 19th, 9:28 a.m. High Court of Quran, accused lobby. It's complete chaos outside. Let's just say the Defiant Dragon supporters' demonstration for Daruk's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. They look about ready to stir us up if we lose. Trials here are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference. Divination Seance. Victims' final memories will become a matter of deliberation. For deliberation. I've heard about that. But they haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Korean. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Well, I know Daruk is innocent, but I have one more big secret. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you. I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. Daruk, what is that secret you're keeping? Hey, AJ! Here you go, just like I promised. Fender's orbs back into the core record. Thanks, Dots. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday? Yep, and I spent the night in the slumber. I have 5 meals, a shower, even a bed. What more can I ask for? Har 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 har. That actually sounds way better than where we're staying. Just remember, AJ, if Daruk's found guilty today, we'll all probably be found guilty under the Defense Quality Act too. Yeah, now you just said something to that fact. That which Quran wants to take advantage of today to crush our revolution once and for all. Defeated the revolution, and every Koreanese person rests on this trial. We're counting on you, AJ. We'll be fine. I'm going to win this one. You'll see. The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right! Anything? High Court of Quran. We have a course in 9 session. All rise! Let the trial, Daruk Shamandi, begin. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. So it's really come down to this. No, don't suspect me to hold anything back, Naida. This trial was on both the murder of Justice Minister Ryan and the assassination of the former Queen, Amara Tikasar Karayan. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. With that being said, Prosecutor Shamandi. Prosecutor Shamandi? Yes, Of course. Please proceed. What's with him? I very unlike you, prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day? Not at all, your majesty. Are you really going to be able to go through this, Nayuda? Well, Prosecutor Shamandi, I would be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I have heard mentions that you are son to the accused, Dirk Shamandi. You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of a problem, your majesty? A father being prosecuted by his own son? Could one possibly deliberate in such a case without having personal feelings intervene? Yes, without question. Can you handle this? You know this, Prosecutor Manny. Going against his own father is just... How can the son of a criminal even be... No, how can the son of a criminal even be a prosecutor in the first place, sire? The work. Fellow citizens, you would do well not to underestimate my son. He's not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Naruto? I will not stop until my work here is done. See? To all you daughters, just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Machi has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberation.
Objection!
One moment, if you would. Your Emerence! Your Emerence! What brings you here? Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Shamani does indeed have some reservation. No, that's not true. Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Naida Shamandi? One should hold no reservation if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds. I have none, Your Eminence. No, it is clear we cannot leave this matter to you. We shall handle the prosecution of enemy of the crown, the Rook Shamandi, personally. But remember, but remain by our side, and bear witness to how a true prosecutor enforces the law. Excuse me, but is the Queen going to prosecute this case? Is that, kosher? There is no need for concern. Before we were crowned queen, we serve as a prosecutor. Really? As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but notice, the prosecution in charge of the Queen of Mara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Garan Sekazar Karayan. First, Your Majesty, a Nidus. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things? I heard she serves as a Minister of Justice. But she was also a prosecutor? I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to Justice Minister. We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. We have one guilty verdict in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us. I am at a loss for words. To think I will once more bear witness to Your Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice. Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might. Oh! What a magnificent sight! The quint attire from a prosecutor days! We could get to see it once more. What the? That's Queen Garon? Talk about an extreme makeover. It's all coming back now. The feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, enemies of Korian, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed. I don't suppose I could ask her to roll back to her polite pre-makeover personality. Know this, lawyer. Yes? Now that I stand as prosecutor, consider your defense bench a headsman's scaffold. You wish to leave any last words? I advise you to start thinking of them now. Nothing really. Hope you're having a good day. Did you try your luck on the new sticker pack? The new fall sous chips? Well, you still have a head with which to think, that is. Beep. She's dead serious. Now, it is time for the divination seance. Rafa, come forth. Right. Oh, okay. Your benevolence? Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And then I got my pack and got nothing. Then I did 2 10 packs of the new selection pack, the new pack, and got some the new horse stuff. Yeah. Yes, I did. And I think about a few days ago, I mentioned I fear we were going to get a new one. Looks like I was right. We did in fact get a new hack supply. So the fear actually does come to reality. Your balance, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Your benevolence? I understand it may be difficult for you, but maybe we proceed with the divination seance? I was going to ask if you've watched Master Saga yet. I know you have watched Master Saga yet. Yes, let us proceed. Yeah. Then thinking they would actually just give him a more powerful version of the fact. Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Ah, okay. Dog Stack was interesting to say the least. I won't spoil it. Uh-huh. Your benevolence? What's wrong? It's like our mind's anywhere but here. A lot's happened since yesterday. On top of that murder of her beloved father, she found out he's been planning a coup. Today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that would be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed. We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child after all. Now, if you excuse me. Discipline? From her? I don't like the sound of that at all. Wait. Your aunt didn't do something to her, did she? Your errands about today's divination seance. As I understand it, the prosecution is yet to refute its contents. Is this divination from protocol a part of your plan? Prosecutor Shamandi, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deem no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Rafa the trauma of witnessing her father's death? Is that why you have done this? Not at all. You were concerned for me, Prosecutor Shamandi? That's all the compassion of him, all things considered. Your Eminence, your Majesty, regardless of what is best for her benevolence. This case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believe we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance. You have a point. Personally, I would like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experience the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear. Your Command, Your Majesty, can this child truly proceed without a divination seance? I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand. Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have her benevolence return home for some much-needed rest? We shall not. You fools, spoil her with your feckless words of compassion. Yep. This isn't well, Rafa. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are now. Yes, but... So let's see if the royal priestess has truly come into her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? Yes. That's better. See? Problem solved. Oh, Rafa. Is this really a good idea? I guess we'll see. Very well, let us begin the divination seance. Naya, my robe. Oh! Looks like Naya's still missing. It's been the whole day already? Barbed head. Yes? You removed my robe. What? Why me? Don't keep her lemons waiting now, Mr. Wright. Can't you see she's ready to begin? Great. I've been reduced to royal robe remover. It's like she's grooming Mr. Wright to be Naya's replacement. Alright, well, your lemons, please start when you're ready. When you're ready. Yeah. Rafa. You know what must be done. There is no turning back now. I know. I know memories of the deceased. This should be interesting.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
So if I remember right, I believe one of these feels... I can't remember which one it is. I think it was because there was too much strain. I may be wrong. Oh, what's this one? I uh, Your benevolence! What's wrong? This is unacceptable. Bailiff, take her benevolence to the first aid station at once. This is not good. Your Emerence! Do you have any idea why her benevolence collapsed so suddenly? It seems she was not ready for what the deceased was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. And she said she'd go through with it. How very disappointing. I know someone who's not winning Mother of the Year, ever. I mean, of course Reva is going to be overwhelmed. She's still just a child. It seems we have no choice but to move on but to witness testimony, Your Majesty. Oh yes, let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness if you would. Alright, is this not the accused? It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution. That is uncharacteristically fair of her. However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his carpool of traitors lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty. Okay. And their heads will roll from their shoulders. I should have known there was a catch. Your court, your rules. Same as I was, I see, Garan. Now then, Mr. Drukshamani, if you could enlighten us as to what happened. Well, I would if I could. I'm sorry, I forgot to check. Direction himself. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bleeding knife in my hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga. Dead as a doornail. I have no really recollection of what happened in the intern. But I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It goes against everything I believe in. That didn't explain squat. For the record, let it be known that the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. Since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper with it. Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Shamandi. Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty. Seriously, Daruk? This is no laughing matter. This is exactly what Garan wanted. How Daruk tried to please Kiss, only to fail miserably. I don't know, can she go? Tasher? Behold this most unpleasant of spectacles and let it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brains lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair. Yes, Your Eminence, show me the way. And then with the defense, please begin their cross-examination. I remember.
Hold it!
You were struck by a sudden dizziness? Was it because of his illness? Is that something that has ever happened to you before? Can't say that it has. Maybe age is catching up to me. I'm no spring chicken after all. That's not the issue here. A most cunning excuse, one benefiting of a insidious insurgent. Insidious insurgent, sorry. Oh. A killer who does not recall his crime? How very convenient. Next, I imagine you will plead insanity. You even must take a lesser lesson for your excuses and subterfuge. Do you not?
Objection!
Don't make me laugh, your malevolence. How dare you? I'm merely stating my innocence. I have no intention of offering excuses. It's your baseless speculation I would decry as foolish. You deceitful witch. Is it your wish that I shall claim your head right now in this very hall? Well, that would certainly speed things along.
Hold it!
Daruk? Why don't you let me handle it from here? And if there's anything you need to say, you can only say it for me, okay? Anything to stop you from kneeling the queen. Next time you have an objection, you better have some proof to go with it, Daruk. The accused will continue with what he does recall the client.
Hold it!
Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand, Daruk? Wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. Think there might have been a third party in the tomb, son? Okay, yeah, because if you didn't do it, then then the real killer must have been there with you.
Objection!
You call your eminence? Did she go anywhere without those goons? Was there a third party in the two when you were securing it? No, your eminence! We searched high and low, but we found no one of the sort! And there you have it. Oh, right. They did search the place. Furthermore, my guard had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape. That's right, no one can get in or out of our knowledge. Her emeralds on site, yes, were absolutely flawless. Arg. You see now, the presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all intents and purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world. What a waste of time. How can it be any more obvious? The Rick must be the killer. Thanks for nothing, gallery guy. As if our grids weren't already deep enough. Accused? What do you believe about the possibility presence of a third party? Well, based on the situation you presented, I said the chances are slim to none. You didn't have to hear Frederick. Let the accused statement be added to his testimony. Very well, Mr. Shermani, you would. It's like the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Well, let's keep pressing, and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too. Possibly the third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent.
Hold it!
Oh, okay. Really? Alright. That's unfortunate, I guess. I mean, were you ever thinking of doing sleep chips in New Falls? Right, we can't prove your innocence without at least the possibility that a third party was there. Find the possible in the impossible, son. That's just what a lawyer's got to do sometimes. Oh, you're have to. Oh, okay. Isn't that right? To me? Yeah, you could say that. Okay, I've seen more than my fair share of trials like that. They start with no visible viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hopes of winning. But through cold sweat, depression, and a little luck, I managed to pull him off. Right? I can see why we are kindred spirits, you and I. Jeez, taking cases like that must shave the years off your life. If that were true, I'd be long dead. Okay. Find the possible and the impossible. Can I prove that it was at least possible that there was a third party in there? Rook, what did you see at the scene of the crime? No. Let's see. I came to... No.
Hold it!
You state that he was as dead as a doornail. How can you be so sure? Alright. It's pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and a soulless shell of a man. His complexion and the amount of blood at the scene made it obvious which it was. Watch your words, or you shall join Mr. Inga much sooner than expected. You can bow your head before him and seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is. You bloodthirsty spider. What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You've been used to think of me as a brother. It seems you truly have a death wish. Is that really all you've got? Rook, I'm begging you. Enough at the lip. Just deliver your testimony, please. Alright. I'll try, but I can't promise anything.
Hold it!
A day's passed since the murder. Haven't you remembered anything in that time? My memory is a complete blank. As if it's that part of my brain that's been scooped right out. Very convenient. But even if you've got no memory of the event, your guilt was without question. There's nothing more to debate. You're forgetting one thing, Goran. I have no motive. Right. You lead the band of insurgents that seek to overthrow the government. I would say that alone is motive enough to slay our kingdom's Minister of Justice.
Objection!
I've declared countless times that I'd lead a bloodless revolution. I forbid violence and murder, even if some young members may have a thirst for blood. A bloodless revolution? Wouldn't really have a motive in that case. Is that an important statement? That was an important statement. I'd like my client to add it to his testimony. Very well then, the accused will please do as the defense has requested. I don't have a motive for killing Inga. After all, me and my oak seek a bloodless revolution.
Hold it!
A bloodless revolution? Could you be more specific? I'm talking about dragging that pompous prosecutor off her bloody throne. So go ahead, Goran. Act on high and mighty now, because it's the last chance you'll get. You still speak of rebellion despite the charges against you. You truly are a fool. Alright. I will prove your guilt soon enough and display your head for all Korean to see. People will forever speak of you, not as a revolutionary, but as a terrorist you are, sorry. You're mistaken, your malevolence. It will be you the people will speak of, as the tyrant who was overthrown by her own people. I wonder if you will still be spewing such nonsense before the headsman's axe. I'm afraid I'm still will be like this in the afterlife, this spot. I know that self-restraint is a foreign. I know that self-restraint is as foreign as apple pie druk, but I really rather go home to the toilet room after this. I'd rather go home. Sorry. Reading.
Hold it!
Can you state that you didn't kill him more definitely? How can I? I have no memory of what happened. Well, can you at least state whether or not you are a murderer? That I can do. I am not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances.
Objection!
And do you have any evidence to support your claim that you did not kill the minister? Evidence? No, can't say I do. In that case, you will strike the statement I didn't kill him from your testimony. Wait, you can't just discard testimony like that. I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant after all. Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom. And the queen is the law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will. Henceforth, the accused will refrain from stating I didn't kill him. What? Sure, whatever. It's the Goran show after all. Same as always. Oh, I guess there's no evidence that proves I didn't kill him either.
Hold it!
Daruk, leave the evidence finding to me. Can I please? Will you stop agreeing with everything the prosecution says? Alright, I'll stick to the facts from now on. But remember, son, if you truly believe in me, you should be able to prove my innocence. I know you can do it. At least I'll prove him innocent? Even with all these inconsistent truths? Is that what he's saying? I think Daruk might be onto something. Even the most disadvantageous facts may point the way to the truth. So don't ignore them. Think of them as food for thought. Don't worry, I know. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I need to remember that. No matter how difficult the facts may be, I need to deal with. If only we could establish the possibility of a third party. But does the possibility itself even exist? We don't have a choice. Human assist is the only way to start a real dialogue here. Well, I think it will be this statement with a piece of evidence we've already picked up.
Objection!
Your Emerence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated. Because I can assure you there might have been a third party in that tomb. Oh, hi-fi fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale. We did a little testing at the crime scene. We found a bloodstain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I will remind you that neither Daruk nor Miss Faye were injured during the incident. The thing is, this bloodstain that we found had been wiped up by someone. What's this? What? Who would do such a thing? Who would have done such a thing? That's the big question, isn't it? Who wiped up the blood? And why? Thinking about it logically, it must have been someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime. Oh? And to whom do you suppose this bloodstain might belong? The bloodstain belongs to... this one. The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. Since their blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I said it because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This too is a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means there must have been someone hiding there. Very well then, tell me this. Where was this third party hiding? Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So, if there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one would dare look. Someone no one would dare look. Let's have your answer, defense! Now, where could a third party have hidden? We'll play it safe again. Let's try it. There's one place no one would search. Not even the Queen's Royal Guard. And that would be... inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told it's temperature controlled to preserve the money within. If someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time. This is sacrilege! Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed. But that's just it. Killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, the guards were so scared of being cursed, they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within the frigid confines. Oh no. That does sound like a possible method of evading capture. The defense requests a DNA test on this bloodstain. And then we'll see just who the real killer is.
Such insolence!
Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders. Huh? But the trial's not even over. No! How soon you forget. You're already on the headsman's scaffold. Also, wind is now a weapon. As such, I could offer you your beheading at any moment. All I did was request a DNA test. There is no need to request such a test. Royal Guard, bring it forth now! Here you are, your emeralds! The police have already identified the source of the blood stain. The DNA test revealed that the blood of the Rook Shamani. What? But the Rook wasn't injured! So where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up? The Rook's illness. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wipe it up the highest feeling health? The Rook, is it really that bad? Oh shoot, you got me. But Alice revealed that it was the Rook's blood. Pay attention, Horned Devil, for this case has already been solved. You claimed that this bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not? About that. Did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, Defense? Yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. I fell right into her trap. You see now? The folly in opposing the very embodiment of the law. Whatever you say or shall do to come to no avail, or shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime? It's beyond the realm of possibility! No! Praise be to Crane Goran! Her Emerald's legal tactics are beyond compare! I hate to say this, she really got us screwed. The key to our sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some naive to open it. Can I really discount the sarcophagus as a hiding place, though? What if the real killer is still in there? No, that's just ridiculous. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? The Rook Shamandi, the one who proclaims a bloodless revolt? He has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder. No, it can't be. Rook would never. There must be some kind of mistake. The divine dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. So this is why Karana led us across the Salmon Duruk. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy lawyers, you will honor your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your clan's actions. Oop. Huh? Now, I shall pass judgment upon the criminal, the Rook Shamandi. What's this? You shall pass judgment? But your emeralds, is it not my role? Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of the law. Consider yourself dismissed. Sure, your majesty. As Queen of Karayan, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused. Guilty.
Objection!
Wait! You didn't even give me a chance to rebut. About time. No one, dear defeated lawyer. But just this once, I'm willing to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me. Quick, Apollo! Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show her that the crime scene has been committed by a third party. am I supposed to do that? Oh, why don't you start with, how about the timing of Inga's murder? What? The whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after the Rook entered the tomb. But what if it's not true? Sorry, what if that's not true? Like, if our assumptions are all wrong? It just might work. Well, don't give us waiting defense! The Rook became the prime suspect because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. There is another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Mr. Inga really killed after the Rook entered the tomb? What nonsense is this? Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after the Rook arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us is, when was Mr. Inga really killed? Okay. Isn't it possible that before the Rook even set foot in the tomb, Mr. Inga was already dead? That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable. Why, of course. I fell unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I haven't, I wouldn't have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance. Which means you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. This scenario is entirely possible. And so we can't rule out the possibility of a third party committing the crime. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. So far so good. This might actually work. Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny little tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. Yes! Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on when exactly the minister was slain. Enough! Summon Rafa! Sure she is recovered by now. But what about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? Hope you're feeling better, Your Benevolence. Must I perform the divination seance? What? Oh, no. We merely require your testimony this time. How could my testimony be of any value? Your Benevolence? Mrs. Reva seems awfully depressed. After what she's been through, summoning her again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. I hope she doesn't pass out again. Prosecutor Shamandi, may I ask you something? Of course, Your Benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara? And about me? From where did you hear such a thing? From Mother, and only yesterday. Reva was by telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Be that as it may, Your Benevolence, it has no burden upon our trial here today. So there is no need to let it trouble you. I know. Iran told Rafa about something other than Amara's status? Sounds like it, but what could it be? Reva, the defense has proposed something preposterous. They somehow think your father was already dead when the Rook entered the tomb. But I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I am ready to testify. Very well then, Your Benevolence. Your testimony, if you please. What Reva witnessed. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30, I saw my father heading for Amara's tomb. Then, at about 2:45, I saw Barbed Head and company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered at around 2:30. About 2:30. Your second floor veranda? Oh, she must be talking about that house that's facing Inga's private residence. So that's the location from which you saw your father. And at around 2:30? Yes. And shortly after that, you people arrived at the royal residence. So after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in or out of there until the murder was discovered. The tomb is closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibilities of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. So she'd like us to believe. Now hear me, you useless lawyer. Cease this charade and bow before me. For I, Queen Garan, shall finally have your head. Here. Forgive me, your eminence, but first, let us allow the defense to question the witness. Alright.
Hold it!
You said you'd been watching the courtyard until we arrived, correct? That seems like an awfully long time. There is much that weighs on my mind. See, she really does sound troubled. I don't think she's fully recovered from the previous trial. Your benevolence! As Crown Princess, you're destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there are many things that you must alone determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. I guess it's not easy being a princess. Your benevolence. I'd be happy to lend an ear if you ever like to talk. What would you know of my woes? Do not presume to exceed your station in life. Jeez, teenagers. Your benevolence? What did you witness from your veranda? Well...
Hold it!
Okay. Did your father seem different or troubled in any way? Let me think. Okay. Oh, there was one unusual thing. There was? Yes, a streak emanated from within my father's quarters. After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of his usual color. Okay. He screamed and he was looking pale? What do you suppose happened? I know not. Perhaps he had a bad dream. Maybe it was a nightmare about being raked over by the coast by the Queen. It seems our young lawyer here wishes to hasten his journey to the Twilight Realm. Sorry. That was rude of me. Does the defense believe the witness's last statement to be important? I believe it is. I would like the witness to add it to your testimony. My father let out a scream and came dashing out of his room, his face pale.
Hold it!
And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did someone else come out? Did anyone else come out? I didn't see anyone else. Just my father. The lost Stevens was seriously lacking in conviction. Shall I press her on this? What's up? Your benevolence. Yes? This incident was a real shock to us all. It must have been really terrible for you. But I want to let you know. I know how you feel. Please stop. You presume too much. It's times like these that you need something to take your mind off things. How about we all go on a picnic together or something? I need no sympathy from you. Go on your little picnic alone, hornhead. Well, that didn't go well. Hello. You have to take a more aggressive approach with people like her. Yeah, he's probably right. Now, back to my testimony.
Hold it!
Or not. Your benevolence? Let's hear some details. The more the better. Details, you say? Yes. For example, are you sure you didn't see anyone in the royal residence before 2:30? Well, is that a yes or no? Hey, born devil! I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yet I saw none other than my father. Oh, if only I had stopped for them then. I think you've struck a nerve, or rather, obliterated one. Maybe I pressed a little too hard. Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So you didn't see anyone except your father? And Chami, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, you didn't see anyone except your father in the courtyard after 2 PM, huh? Please add that to your testimony, your benevolence. I have been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2. The father was the only one I saw.
Hold it!
Alright. Is the royal residence always so empty? Yes, I hope you're having a good day. Naturally. It is where the royal families live and we are few in number. Besides Nala and the little birds you visit, I have no one else to talk to. Is there anything more stereotypical? Sorry, is there anything more stereotypical princessy than talking to birds? So Nala wasn't around at all yesterday. It seems she was quite busy. I was all alone the entire day. It's been like that a lot lately. Riva doesn't go to school, so she probably doesn't have any close friends. She must lead a rather solitary life. I guess being a princess isn't all it's cracked up to be. Riva, I shall buy you a new servant. I don't want you to buy me a servant like some sort of pet. I want Naya. I'm beginning to see why Riva turned out like she did. Your benevolence, please tell us about what happened after you saw your father. Well, it was around 2:30 when I saw him heading for the tomb.
Hold it!
Alright. 2:45. Yes, I believe that's around when we arrived. Mr. Wright, Athena, Derek, and I were running towards the tomb. We're running towards the tomb. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I was taken aback, as we don't normally see commoners in the palace courtyard. Even more shocking was that Daruk, I want a man, was with you. Yeah, I suppose so. I thought the villainous leader of the Divine Dragons was here with his minions. Because it was, you know, time for a revolution. I think you've been watching too much of that TV show. I have already banned its broadcasting for and contents unsuitable for our kingdom. Besides, the actress playing Rafa looked nothing like her. I can't have my subjects feeling so disappointed when they see the real Rafa. Mother! Why are you so cruel to me? Are you so ashamed? Once I am all grown up, I shall be just as full-figured as that actress. She's placing all her hopes in one final growth spurt. For her sake, I hope it's in her DNA. I suppose you could always hope for a miracle. Oh, I'll show you. I shall double my milk intake and grow up big and strong. Pardon your benevolence. I think you are fine just the way you are. Alright, may I ask you to continue with your testimony? I wish I could grow up faster.
Hold it!
Is it possible you missed seeing someone pass through? No. My veranda has a commanding view of the entire grounds, and I saw no one else. That doesn't seem right somehow. Do not underestimate my daughter. She may be lacking elsewhere, but her eyes are the finest. Lacking elsewhere? Talk about a mother I never wish on my worst enemies. She needs Nala more than ever. Rafa didn't see anyone in the royal residence area after 2 p.m. That's a really long time. Just look at the courtyard. She was probably lost in thought. She's at that age where I'm sure she's got a lot on her mind. I think I know I think it's this statement. We have it? Yes, we do.
Objection!
That's not. Oh, shouldn't have. Girl. I thought nothing of the sort. Sorry, Apollo, but I have to agree with her. What? Really? It would seem that the only thing that could be considered odd is the defense statement. Just great. How to judge things I'm even odder than before.
Objection!
Why did I think? Why did I think that was going to work? Although I want to see what's this even. So you're having a tough time there, Apollo. Is it that obvious? Well, I've been watching you defend since your first, so yeah. And from where I sit, I wonder if there isn't something about that one statement. I should mention it. Thanks, Mr. Wright. Let's take another look at it. Oh, wait, really? Damn, off by one. Okay. So if I got the right evidence, the wrong statement this time.
Objection!
I had okay. This is the opposite. So this was the opposite, right? I had the right evidence, but the wrong statement. Huh? Your benevolence. You're covering for someone, aren't you? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, Rafa. But you're not gonna like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claimed that around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and ran into the palace courtyard. And that's when the little fella stole this hat from someone. Ah, that's Nala's. I mean, nothing. Never mind. You fool of a daughter. It seems the princess made a blunder. So let me get this straight. This is Nala's hat, which means she had to have been in the royal residence at around 2. If so, then you had to have seen Nala sometime after 2 p.m. yesterday. Oh, no! Please, your benevolence, tell us what you really saw. It is as you say, Hornhead. I saw Nala, and I saw that dingbat dog steal her hat from her in front of my father's residence. Yet, why didn't you say so in the first place? Because, my mother told me not to. What? Would you care to explain, your eminence? I requested that you hold said information, for it is of no relevance to this case.
Objection!
You don't get to decide.
Insolence!
If you disagree, then prove it that it is relevant to the case at hand. Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nala. Alright. When I saw that dingbat dog attack Nala, I ran to help. I raced from my second floor veranda down to the courtyard. Wait. That means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes off the courtyard. Yes, but only for a moment. This is a crucial testimony. If you took your eyes off the courtyard, it means someone else could have entered the tomb without you ever knowing. Ah! Your benevolence. Are you sure no one else was there? Oh, yes. He's hiding something again. What about Nalia? Were you able to help her? When I got down to the courtyard, Naya was... she was gone. Gone? Yes, and I never saw her again after that. Any idea what happened? That dingbat dog must have gobbled her up. I seriously doubt that. But how could Naya simply disappear while Rafa wasn't looking? Rafa must know something. The only question is what? Do you have any idea where Naya disappeared to? What do you mean? Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard. Oh, nice. Cons. Oh, did you do your 10 packs or one, or just 7 loose ones? Someone could have headed into the tomb. And it just so happens that Naya disappeared right at that moment. No. Wait. You think Nala had something to do with the murder? Samuel's. Oh, okay. Anything good at this? Any? What were your cards? What were the yours and SR saying? I don't think we can rule it out. Ah. It sounds like something had kept Nala occupied since the early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder. Then it seemed to vanish in the thin air. You're right. And since she's Rafa's attendant, she could come and go as she pleased without within the palace grounds. Would Rafa's attendant really be the killer? That would mean... First my father and now Naya? Ooh, these were the people I trusted most. How could this be?
Objection!
Do not heed their lies. Lawyers are our foul breed. Quick to claim that a third party is quick. It's the blame for the crime. Naya did not enter the tomb. That much is certain. How can you be so sure? When Nala's hat was stolen, that crazed cur spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Is that not right, Rafa? Yes, it is. Alright. With that dingbat dog was... while that dingbat dog was talking on Nala's hat, it tipped over the urn. The bottom of her shoes would have been soaked with water. And if she had truly headed into the tomb with wet shoes, she would have left shoe prints along the way. Oh, okay. But the only shoe prints to be found belong to my husband, Inga. Huh? Oh, then... That's right. Naya never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Naya. That's right. Edward and I did see some shoe prints in there. Naya, do you understand? Nala could not possibly have gone into the tomb. And not supposed third party at the crime scene is but a figment of your imagination. Arg. Another glorious seduction! Oh, hail the genius and his remembrance! Queen Garan! Bow down before her glory, witless lawyers! Did those guys fanboy any harder? But is it really true that now I'm not going into the tomb? Excuse me, but... Is that right? Your benevolence. What time is it when that dog attacked Nala? I believe it was about 2:15. I see. Apollo, if Nala entered Inga's private quarters at around 2:15, and Inga came racing out at around 2:30, heel face and screaming, then... Ah! I know what you're getting on! Yes, that might explain his scream! Would the defense please share their theory regarding the Justice Minister Inga's scream? Certainly, Your Majesty. Mr. Inga screamed because... he was attacked by now. The only one. Well, that makes sense there. Maybe he was attacked by Nala. This would make the Justice Minister's private quarters the real scene of the crime.
Objection!
Does your Izzy know no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? Do I think the minister's body... Sorry, did I think the minister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility doesn't exist. I say, there's no way that the body was moved. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tomb. I understand that the scream was in reaction to Nala's attack, but Inga died in the tomb. We need to explain how those two realities could coincide. How are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe. Maybe where he was stabbed and where he died were two completely different locations. What do you mean? It's just, let's look at this as simply as possible. Simply as possible. If the minister's body wasn't moved, he might have been stopped by Nala in his private quarters, but then died in the tomb. I see. On the one hand, this seems possible, but on the other, it seems decisively impossible. Oscar Shamandi, what is that fool babbling on about now? Is this a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of? Perhaps, but I do believe himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him.
Objection!
wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated the minister's death was instantaneous. So he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed. Oh my! Are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back? Well, yes. That's the gist of it. In short, Minister Inga saw Nala with a knife. Uttered a scream, and then when he turned his back to flee. Right. And that's when he was stabbed from behind. Well, Your Majesty? Does my theory hold water?
Such insolence!
How dare you bore me like this? Huh? You are a humorous moron, spewing an endless stream of unamusing dribble. I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence. Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Huh! Nayuna? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you should be too. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice that you have been stabbed in the back. I'm messing up the reading. But a normal person would have noticed due to an excruciating pain. Hi, hold on! Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Huh! Ah! Please stop! Now there's a point. Normally most people would have noticed a dagger in the back. Ow! Yeah! I don't summon your ignore pain like this! The VRs were Black Horror, Pyro Phoenix, and Happy. The stars were... Oh, Summoning. Okay, so E, EMP, Mine, Memorial Dark Blade, two Dark Memorial Dark Blades, Memorial Horse. Oh, yeah, that part on, yeah. Blaze Dragon and Failings, we've not. Okay. Yes, are just us then? Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take another look at the court record. Right! Must be something that explains this! There's a reason it didn't feel any pain. And the defense will submit evidence proving just that. Alright, well, please present your evidence. I didn't just Mr. Inga notice that he had been stabbed. Now we can present the evidence.
Take that!
Again, I got a little too far there. Ah, those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence. Really? Oh. Mr. Inga suffered from terrible back pain. He often injected himself with these. We were told that one shot in the back would make all of his pain go away. But this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean... Mr. Inga was stabbed in his back. Close to where he usually injected the painkiller. And therefore, it's entirely possible that he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed. What? What's this? And are you suggesting Justice Minister Inga really ran off with a knife protruding from his back? I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him? I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged in so deep you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. Murdered by Naya in his private quarters. How could Holy Mother of Orion, are we dealing with the living dead here? Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a possible sequence of events. Once Mr. Inget arrived at the tomb, he could remove the knife and drop dead from blood loss. Nala killed my father? There must be some mistake. The defense would like to call Nala to the stand.
Objection!
You seek to drag an innocent old woman to stand with no proof whatsoever? Well, there's no real proof, but... What tangled web of expedited lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. Who or what shall I believe not in nine? Oh, really? That's pretty expensive. That's quite a good for like yard to get. I'm sorry, Ava. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaking suspicion Nyla's involvement in this case one way or another. Just when I thought we'd blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer. I know why you're so desperate to prove the accused innocent. Okay. Well, better start saving up then, I guess. You do? Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. And shall you, under the stipulation of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you had no choice but to fight for your lives. No, the simple fact is I always believe in that Dirk is innocent. Still you cling to your pretense? Very well. I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty right here, right now, I shall overlook your crime of abetting him, and you will not be subject to execution. Is that some sort of joke? Or this is some sort of joke? Far from it. As Queen, I have the power to grant pardons, even to criminals like you. And with a whiff of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Daruk, should you be willing to cooperate. She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. To flaunt that power in her face like that, that's just wrong. Forgive all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? If I don't take this deal, we'll be executed along with the rookie who's found guilty. What should I do? Nice try, Karan. It looks like you don't know what justice is made of. We won't know to frats like that, Your Eminence. It's alright. I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want to drag you into this, so... Don't worry, I'm with you, Apollo. To the bitter end, if need be. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. If I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even though not, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past. But it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So we can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing. All I have to do is keep believing. Find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me. You nincompoops! You'll die, you lose this case! Why would you even entertain the notion of continuing? I believe that the Rook is innocent, that's why. And besides, Charles insists to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment. Even if that punishment is death, does that not frighten you, Hornhand? Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. As a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. A duty you're willing to die for? And yet Duty. It's a heavy burden, alright. Raven looks like she's really struggling. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you're destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, what is true and what is false, and most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm ever up to the task. But it's no surprise, considering the torrent of painful truth she's had to face. Very well, then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the Defense Couple of the Act, then I shall see no reason to continue with the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt. Oh, sorry, the accursed guilt. The accursed guilt. Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect. Do we have anything like that? Well, lawyer, do you have any evidence you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? She thinks I can't do this. She's got another thing coming. First, I have some serious thinking to do. I said the new evidence indicating a different suspect. Slate does not sex for the time being. Such evidence does not exist. Just as I thought. I was hoping you present meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head. Okay. I didn't walk head first into that one then. So what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nala killed Inga, this trial's over. So are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? Even without evidence? You know, a key of obtaining testimony here in Korean? Or a key means, sorry? Huh? Wait, are you actually suggesting... It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Your Majesty, a crucial step in uncovering the truth behind in this case is yet to be taken in this trial. But I'm positive that I can back up our claim with this one step. You mean you will be able to prove that Nala killed Justice Minister Inga? And just how do you propose to do that? With the help of a certain someone. You need help? From someone? Well, I can imagine who it could be. But I suppose I must ask. Whose help do you need to uncover the truth? Get away.
Take that!
But that is... me? Here in Korean, legal proceedings include the feud of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of conclusive evidence. Right about this. Reva's power should enable her to see the very moment Nala stops Inga. It will be hard to watch your father's murder. That's the only way to uncover the truth. Your benevolence, we need you and your power. You need me?
Objection!
Wretched simpletons, did you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? You would only succeed in wasting more time. Or is it your goal to make her collapse again?
Objection!
The princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as royal priestess. I say it's up to her now. It's all up to her now, sorry. Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty? Isn't a divination seance required at all trials anyway? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing a verdict without one. Indeed. It would be problematic. Under Chinese law, a seance must be conducted before a verdict can be rendered.
Such insolence!
Yikes! Must you try my patience so? If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense it with it I shall. Huh? As ruling sovereign of Korean, I proclaim the following. Henceforth, the divination seance shall be optional. What? She has the power to do that? She just revoked the law with a flourish of her hand. Hold it. Mother, I do not wish for the trial to end like this. It is as the defense say. I must not neglect my duty simply because I am afraid. I shall go for it with this time. I will conduct the seance once more.
Such insolence!
Rafa, do not be fooled by his lorry guild. Child, son. You are not prepared to witness your father's death. But Hornhead needs my help. Rafa, did you not tell me earlier? Did you not tell me you were prepared? But despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in the most petuous fashion? Yeah. Even worse, you have erred in your insights of late. For has not the barbed one there overturned them more than once? Oh. You cannot be trusted to keep your word, nor can you reveal the truth for your insights. So I say to you, be gone! This sacred hall of justice has no need for such a worthless royal priestess. Worthless? Wow. How could she say that to her own daughter? Oh, mother. Make me worthless.
Objection!
Her benevolence said she can do it, didn't she? Doesn't she? So I don't see why you have to condemn her before she even made an attempt. Very well, horned devil. If you really are so bent on having a seance, I shall give my consent. Really? However, should Greta fail once more, you two and AQ shall all be executed on the spot. Come again. This is proving to be far more entertaining than I anticipated. Well, lawyer, what say you? Will you wager your life on call on Rafa not to perform a divination seance? And yes, this is a one-shining moment. Alright. I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. You can say you can do it, then I believe in you. Hornhead, I do not understand. I feel you will be put to death. I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. I can't imagine how terrible it must have been for you. But despite that, you are willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction. In that courage. My courage? Ah, so she was doomed to feel like she didn't have the courage to perform the seance. It looks like she's got the determination to try again. Right. And that's a bet I'm willing to take. But it is as Mother said. I've erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I've also contributed to false accusations. Knowing that, Can you still say that you believe in me?
Objection!
I wouldn't take stock in those words, Your Benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you've made any errors at all. Huh? In the trials I've been a part of here in Karayan, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seance. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insights they provided serve as vital leads to finding the truth. Vital leads? My seance? So please, Your Benevolence, try to perform the divination seance one more time.
Objection!
Refa, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You are ill prepared to face your father's death. Go, leave this sacred hall once. No. What did you say? I said no, Mother! For I am the royal priestess of Karai. I have no need for you now. Even if you do not need me, Mother. Hornhead and this whole justice die. He's proved that to me by risking his own life. It's because of him that I now understand. The divination seance is my sacred duty. I must fulfill it, no matter the risk. Your Benevolence, Mother taught me that the divination seance was a mere reflecting not but the truth. But I begin to have doubts after Barb had disproved the insights it offered. And now, I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, Mother, even though I had believed in them above all others. But I finally know now. I know in what I can trust. The royal priestess must debate at each seance with the presiding lawyer and prosecutor. So that it can be interpreted properly. That is how I believe trials here in Karayan should function. Therefore, the Hall of Justice needs me. It is my power that leads trials towards the truth. That is my sacred duty, and I will never shirk from it again. That's right, Your Benevolence. It is the product of what you've learned in your struggle so far. The truth that you realize with your own strength. As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have the courage and resolve to see it through. Your Eminence, the Royal Princess says she will conduct a divination seance. I see no grounds for you to forbid it. Unless, of course, you are worried that it might reveal something you find inconvenient. Mother, I am done letting you have your way. Rafa, you would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen? Though I am scared to see my father's death, I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead has taught me here today. Rafa.
I am the royal priestess, Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Your Eminence, it seems the princess is more grown up than you thought. Rafa. Well then, let us proceed with the divination seance. Victim's final moments. This should be interesting. I wonder what Ingrid's memories are going to show us.
divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Alright. Okay, yeah, I think we should be good in that. Right. This was a lot longer than before, but we finally get to the divination seance. And then start. Steps. Man's voice. Hang! Steps. Explosions. Offer. What in the... A faceless being? What the heck? His face is just like... that picture at the founder! I think that's the last thing anyone expected to see. Oh, Father! What is it? What was it you saw? Are we to understand that this was the last thing the victim saw? Yes. There could be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed. It's very strange. You don't suppose... The Holy Mother possessed the accused and slew Minister Inge for planning a coup? The divine wrath of the Holy Mother? Oh, Holy Mother, we are ever grateful for your blessing. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. No, there's one thing in there that caught my attention. That laugh. Who does it belong to, and why are they laughing? Who knows? I suppose it could be Daruk after he slew my husband. Uh-huh. That figure doesn't even have a mouth. Oh, I think we're done here, lawyer. Why so? You claim that Minister Inge was stabbed in his private quarters. And, feeling no pain, he went to the tomb where he eventually fell dead. But the seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb, and felt great pain no less. Oh, that. Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb. Ark! Everything just backfired! Big time! Wow. Ron has the devil's own luck, doesn't she? Now then, I shall give the voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed these words. Riff is insane. At around 3 PM, my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting patiently when suddenly he heard the rook's voice. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. So what name is it, right? It's up to us to knock holes in Rafa's interpretation of Inga's memories. In other words, we need to prove that her understanding of them could be mistaken. Okay, I'll give it a try. Alright, something I picked up very quickly. The man's voice.
Objection!
Your benevolence, there seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. Inconsistency? Where? Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claimed it's the Rook's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. Ah! That's strange, right? He was waiting for the Rook to arrive at the founder's orb, but when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend?
Objection!
But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice can only have belonged to the Rook. The voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Hello, don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mystery voice? You know what, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for the Rook. With it, we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. I believe we can identify the male's voice Inga with this. Inga heard with this song.
Take that!
That's my father's. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please take a look at this photo? There's something here that can point us towards the identity. Point us toward the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice.
Take that!
A cell phone? Right, I believe that's the voice the minister heard. Was on the call on this cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your Emerson's funeral matter? I can see the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. Subordinate's voice. It appears that the voice belongs to one of my father's subordinates. Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them? My father had memorized that the secret police and positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Daruk and the rest of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. I know, Barbhead. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. Insight has been revised. My father then took a phone call from a subordinate at the palace. So the voice is coming from the phone. That's good to know. There might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take a look at Rafa's insights and really focus on various sensations. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Alright. Let's watch it again. But we'll keep it the footsteps. On its voice. A lion's roar.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, Your Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. What do you mean? Again. Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to his subordinates at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claim the call was from someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No, the only animal at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Wait. That jaguar in front of the minister's house is her pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Karayan. We don't even have any zoos. I'd rather sad state of affair, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. This lion roar from the phone. This lion's roar coming from the phone. It's actually from somewhere hanging out in the bazaar. Isn't that the cry of the war bar over in the bazaar? Ah! Your Benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. What's this? Just as I suspected, it was the call of a war bard. That base subordinate Minister Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? He's right. It's important to know where the call was made from. I think it's very important. It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other call, or in the end, was at the bazaar means that the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. But I can think of no other item that made such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Rafa the real source of that sound. Will do. Oh well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosion sound? Because it mentioned here, right? And that's... Oh yeah, firecracker.
Take that!
What is that? It's I'll be your guide statement. In it, he claimed that that's a rebel who threw a firecracker at him while he was at the bazaar. Then... Yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker explosion. Ah!
Objection!
And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Mr. Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? No, I have none. Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been... No, can't be! Oh, it can. And it is. The laugh came from none other than... The Joker got a kick out of Starling, albeit with his dragon snaps. The happy-go-lucky, that's a rebel! What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy. I shudder to think how one man can be the cause of so much trouble. Hey there, AJ! PW! Y'all can thank me later! No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Rebel. Your benevolence? Do you need to provide your insight? It would appear so. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The true source of that loud bang was the firecracker that's through. And the final laugh belongs to none other than Dats himself. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Raven's insights again. Okay. I think I've got this down now. I had to find another inconsistency. Let's play it out first. Voice. Warbar's cry. Let's try this.
Objection!
Nope. This is switch. Oh. Please do tell. On words like this is instantly like hornhead. Well, it's kind of hard to say, especially when you put me on the spot like that. The defense not only presents opinions that won't collapse under pressure. Because... Wait. Oh. I just realized the drawback. I'm staring me in the face too.
Objection!
The murder rate happened at 3 PM? I mean, if the laugh is coming from a phone, then it is something Mr. Inga would have really heard at 3 PM. The call came from the bazaar, a place where such sounds as laughter can be heard at any time. Especially if that was Stats, he could very well have been laughing at like a full of 3 PM. Yeah, you have a point there. Hornhead, I advise you to think again carefully. I think you're getting warmer, but you're still a little off. Is there another sensation that can definitely pinpoint the time of the call? You know, something that could only occur at a certain time? Right. I'm gonna read the evidence again. Maybe this will help me spot the inconsistency. Okay, my father was... Oh, I think I get it. Let's try this again.
Objection!
Oh! I realized something. Because we mentioned the explosion being the firecracker, and this was at 2 p.m., not 3. That was on the point, but I missed something. It only just occurred to me.
Objection!
I had that was slightly off. Your benevolence, there's a glaring problem with this insight. There is? You stated that the murder happened at around 3 p.m., which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of that light bang was, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 p.m.? Hello, the pieces, just missed the middle part. I'll put your guy's statement again. I just missed the start off point, sorry. Thinking it? Yes, because to summarize what he said, at around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker and ran into the palace courtyard. Around 2 p.m.? That's right, 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m. What are you suggesting? Sorry. I think you know where I'm going with this. That laugh and the cry of the warbard and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Mr. Inga's death. Thanks to Albie's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3, as we had originally thought. Dare I ask? It means the murder took place a full hour before Durek entered the tomb. How can this be? Are you saying that I, the personification of the law, has been mistaken? The nails broke! Now I see why justice always prevails. Peace, I say! Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How did you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown, after all. The figure didn't actually have a face. Ah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it is. Furthermore, need I remind you that if the vision was from 2 PM, Daruk was still me, Mr. Right. Which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait, 2 o'clock? That's when my mother was performing the rite of channeling. The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me. The royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Elmara's tomb. Vince, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection.
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. The face did not appear there this time as mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been as clear as day. Man, best friend is that. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. Question is why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold. Because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Daruk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga. Precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Dan, are you saying that this is literally what how Inga saw the world? Yes, we can normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case, we can't. Sorry, normally we can't see. When we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case, we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appear to him in life. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use that to pin the crime on Daruk. But if you wondered about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? Well, defense, do you have anything to show to this court? Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Right means. I'll look at the evidence all over again. I'll look at the evidence all over again. What explains by the face of Mr. Inga's killer is absent from the seance vision.
Take that!
A notepad? Yes! It was found in Mr. Inga's room. And it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes did he wear? Hairstyles and other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer high. The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as the person without a face. But in fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevents him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being. And why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Emerence. You knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? I'm still thinking I'm getting that word wrong, but meh. He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there's no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. 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 So yeah. Reading that word. So was right was right. The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is percent for this. Reading. So the Kira likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so they are someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and the war of Inga's affliction. Your Emerence? Who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tend to his needs. And me. Surely you're not about to intimate that I committed this crime? Oh, no, your Emerence. Still, she had done it. Ron has an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case, your Emerence, does Nala know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She is our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess's personal attendant, she is familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would.
Objection!
You witless lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Facts like, when Inga was last seen alive, you claimed he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. We did completely forget about that. No, there must be some mistake. You see, the murder could only happen at 3 p.m. The hour the Rick entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. Urgh. Why do we ever get to make up answers like Gran makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deduction so far explains everything to the T. Everything except for Inga's sightings at 2:30. See, in fact, the final puzzle piece, all our deductions fall apart. Hello, if Inga's sight is the only anomaly, we just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Had to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking after he had been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive, even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead? Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Apollo! Did you just... I did! I figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30. And I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Minister Inga, her benevolent soul, was in fact someone channeling him. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right. And there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Korian. Her Eminence Queen Gran and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? Emerence, I believe you had completed the general rite and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Aria has to keep up with her schedule too? What doesn't she make him do? And that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her powers towards the various ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be! Then Inga screamed. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Mr. Inga probably leapt to his feet thinking he just had a nightmare. Then realized it was almost time for the hostage to change. He raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realized he was already dead. Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man running. Oh! Using the second power of spiritual channeling to commit a crime? How can this be? The defense calls Miss Mai Fei to the stand. Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness? It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Tell me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well, let us adjourn for the next until the next witness is ready. And that's where we're going to leave it off. We've got 2 parts left. At least in this episode. But for now, we're going to wrap things up here. Hope you have a good day. It's pretty cool. We'll be back on this tomorrow. And yeah, that'll be it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.